Hey everybody, Tim here with today's Season 1 finale of Lost in Space, Season 1, Episode 10, Danger Will Robinson, which is, of course, the classic line that they said, I think it was like every episode of the original series, or that's just me like projecting onto the memories of it. So, as far as season finales go, it's okay. This whole first season, this is the second time I've watched it now. The first time I remember really enjoying it, but as a second watch through, it's not quite as good. I do still really like it. Season 2 comes out in about 10 days from now, and I'm super excited for Season 2 because I think that will be more of like the classic Lost in Space, whereas Season 1 was more of build-up. Like, these are who our characters are, this is what the universe is like. I mean, for most of this season, there's a whole community of people. So it's not just the Robinsons and Dr. Smith and West and stuff like that. So, but overall, it was really good. Like, the opening scene was a little forced funny. Like, it wasn't terrible, but it was pretty good, where we see Dawn and John in space, and, like, they're talking to Will through Morse code. And, like, John is listening to it, and he's like, F... you, and he's like, F you, like, why are your kids talking this way, blah, 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 and then he's spelling out the word fuel, and he's like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. Like, that's, like, classic, like, I mean, they couldn't say something like that in the 60s, but, like, that's such, like, flat comedy, like, that's kind of what it reminded me of, like, old school comedy. The whole scene with Don going blind because of, like, the fuel or whatever, until his eyes, like, he tears up and flushes his eyes out. I get it. It's based on a real event. For whatever reason, it's not working with me in this episode. The robot belonging to Dr. Smith was just absolutely terrifying. And then when Maureen finally, like, tells the truth to Will, like, no, you didn't pass. And he's like, you did something bad. And she's like, no, I didn't do something bad. I did something illegal. And it's like, wow, that's okay. Like, splitting hairs there. Dawn not being able to cry, again with the flat humor where John's just like, you're an orphan and your parents gave you up and nobody likes you, and Dawn's like, what? Why would you say? Oh, you're trying to make me cry. Okay. Like, the whole thing, it was just so over the top. Seeing the multiple robots actually show up was actually like, that's where you're like, oh, what's gonna happen? Oh, it's the end of the episode, just kidding. Will, like, sacrificing himself was so far, it's like, and that's the thing about shows like this, where you know the main cast, especially in like a first season, none of them are gonna die. That's why the whole, like, episode where Dawn and Wes, like, ship exploded, I'm like, I don't know how, but they survived, because you're not gonna kill off 2 cast members. I mean, even Game of Thrones, like, waited until the end of the first season, and then as the series progressed, nobody was safe. But, like, for shows like this, you don't just kill off a main cast member, especially in the first season. Now, if this was, like, season 5 or something, and you, like, there's even rumors, like, oh, this actor wants to leave. Yeah, they might do something like that. Episode 6? No, it's not going to happen. And then, again, with the whole, like, Will first sacrifices himself, and then he's like, I can make it, and then he falls. You're like, once again, like, I know you're not going to die. And sure enough, John grabs him and pulls him back inside. Jupiter 2 just going through the wormhole was really intense, and they're like, where are we? And he holds up Robot's drawing, and he's like, we're in danger. I was like, really? Like, that's it? Like, that's your whole thing? We're in danger? Like, I don't know. It's just, maybe I've been really sick for the last week, so maybe I'm just, like, super cynical right now, but this whole episode was not working for me as a season 1 finale. And, like, the whole thing with the cliffhanger and everything, like, it only could have been worse if he's like, we're lost in space. Like, that would have just been the killer right there. But instead, he's just, we're in danger. Like, I don't know. So I'm still going to watch season 2. I'm going to be doing reviews of season 2 as I watch them. So who knows? That'll be a totally different type of story. But I hope to see you guys in 10 days for the season 2 premiere.